Hey, BookTube, I'm super far away. What? What did you say? I'm really far away. That's just because I'm running out of room on my desk. And um, I have books right here. But, what was I going to say? Oh, this is the old books tag. And, I saw Richardson Reeds do this. The original post or tag or whatnot is from, um, I don't know if that's skipped. Man, this is getting ridiculous. Again, I saw Richardson Reeds do this yesterday, and the original one is from Books and Pieces, which is a great channel if you like fantasy and sci-fi and stuff like that. Very informative, um, good stuff. So it's 7 questions long. It's not too bad. So the first question is, have you ever, here, let me just do this. Have you ever bought a book that was made before you were born? The physical book, not the text. Definitely. Like, I would probably say close to 90% of the books I have are books that were written and printed, obviously, before I was born. Um, so, yeah. Um, which book on your shelves takes place in the oldest time period? This was kind of tricky because, again, the majority of the stuff I read is like 20th century America, like early 20th century, but not all of it. So um, I dug and dug and dug and dug and dug, and the only thing I could think of is this. And you're like, what the fuck is that? What is this book? The Holy Bible. This is my copy of the Bible that I got when I was like 15. 15, obviously. With all sorts of super fun destruction that I made to it. Oh, look. The Book of John has a Wolfman sticker from like Burger King or Jack in the Box when they used to do all their awesome Halloween stuff. Wow. Sorry. Oh, wow. I like had to tape the hell out of this, I guess. Yeah. Oh, here's a good one. We got Creature from the Black Lagoon and Wolfman. That's kind of neat. Anyway, yeah, I put a bunch of studs in it and took the cover off and bound it with duct tape because I was super punk rock and that's what you did. So anyway, number 3, have you got a book that was originally published in the same year you were born? I have to check this real quick and make sure, but yeah, I went through a bunch of books and oh shoot, I don't know if that's gonna count now. Well, close enough. I found a bunch of books, but this is the first printing of of a book called The Shining by Stephen King. See, it shines. It's like one of my favorite covers. Um, this was the first printing in '78, but I just realized that they probably did a hardcover version before they did the paperback. And it says January '78, so I'm almost positive that this came out in '77. So, so I was a little off, but close enough. I'm sure I could find another one, but I just am not going to stop this video. Which book on your shelves have you had the longest? Now, if you remember, not too long ago, I did a video where I showed like the golden age of comic books and the Peanuts classics. I've had those for probably longer than anything, but something that I haven't shown you recently, that I probably had just as long. Was this '78 as well? I think it is. Wait, no, it's '77, isn't it? No, it's '78. Is the Hobbit, I don't know what you would call this. It's like from the movie, the animated movie. And what's silly about it is that it has like TV shaped picture holes for the pictures. But it's all the text. You know? So I've had this for, my dad got it for me because it came out the year I was born or something like that. So it's pretty cool. Art by Rafkin and Bass. Yes, Rankin and Bass. Sorry. Wow. You know, why is this here? Did I change books on myself? Which book on which book have you had the longest but never read? That's really hard because we, as you know, we book haul all the time. And so there's plenty of books in here that I haven't read. I'm working through them slowly, but yeah, so I have no idea. There's tons, but all of those are seriously, there's probably not one older than 60 years, maybe. So, just a heads up. The oldest book I own. I think I was supposed to throw the Bible in number 7, but here is a Frankenstein book. I don't even remember what this is for. I pulled this for some reason. I was gonna do this whole. I did this thing where I had all my Frankenstein books, and I had almost all of them out. I forgot some of them. This is one of the ones I forgot. This was my first annotated book of any kind, and this is the annotated Frankenstein by Leonard Wolf. The end papers on this are ridiculous, but kind of nudie, so I won't show you that. But this is from '77, I think. The annotated bits are from '77, and the book, as we know, is from 1818, 200 years. So, I can't remember why I was showing you guys that, what number that was for. Fuck. Probably oldest book. Or written. Well, shit, no, because the Bible kills all that. Yeah, I fucked up bringing the Bible out, guys. But this is the oldest, like, book I have. I used to have a ton of books like this when I was in my early 20s. I just collected the oldest copies of anything I could find. So I didn't even care what it was. It was just an old book. There's no spine stuff on it. It's just stuck or whatever. This book is, I think I showed this to you before. Pit, by Lord. Someone changed it to Raspberry, but it is. I don't know anything about this book. I haven't read this book, so this is probably the oldest book I've never read that I have. This is a. No, this is not a first edition. What is this dude's name? They wrote. I don't know if you could see this. But anyway, it was a library book from Anaheim High School. Macmillan and Company, 1913. If you look, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. They, somebody, 100 years ago, took a pencil and changed whatever this person's name is to Raspberry. Maybe it is Raspberry. 13. And this is one of the coolest things about this book. It just like trips me out every time I look at it. This is so weird. Look at that stamp. To bring it back. Your due date stamp or whatever. September 2nd, 1914. Can you believe that? They had library stamps in 1914? What? So yeah, I have no idea what that book is. I probably should have done a little bit of research, but it is 7:21 in the morning on a Friday. So, again, like he said on his video over on Richardson Reads, I have no idea who's done this tag. He tagged some people. Obviously, if you've done it, don't do it unless you want to. Listen to the words that I say. But yeah, if you, man, I'm just like going back in my head right now thinking about all my old books I used to have. I don't know. I'm sure I've told this story before. Not last winter when a bunch of my books got ruined, but it was during El Nino. When, God, when was that? 2002, 2003. I had a garage at this apartment complex that like I was like paying extra for or whatever, and just to store all my shit because I had just moved in with the girl that would be my first wife. Ooh, too much personal information here. And it was in Costa Mesa, right next to Orange Coast College. And the way the behind the apartments was situated. And I think Costa Mesa might be like 20 feet above sea level or 5 feet below sea level. I don't know the exact thing. It's like right down the street from Newport Beach, but um, the back area where all of the garages were, it was kind of hidden from the actual building. So no one went back there unless they had to, kind of thing. And during this huge El Nino storm or whatnot, um, like there were these drains that they had, um, like I think there were two of them at either side of the uh, drive or whatever the hell you would call it in front of the garages. But anyway, like some cardboard like covered it, like as it was draining, like like the little whirlpools, and then it would like, but it was like waist high, and almost everything I had was destroyed during that. Um, it was, God, I can't even remember how long, because it was like after all the rains came and all that shit. Then it still took like another week after that before the building could get anybody to come out and unclog the drains or whatever. And I remember I like was like almost like waist deep walking out there, and like mine was at the end, so of course like the further you go, the deeper it gets. And I just remember opening my garage, knowing that everything in it was gonna be like, because the garage doors were shit. There was no way it was gonna keep the water out, and fucking hell, dude, it was awful. It was like seriously one of like everything I had for the most part was gone. I just moved in with my girlfriend and took like maybe like two boxes into her house because, or her apartment, because she didn't have that much room either. So anyway, that video just got really long from that little story I told. So but yeah, so that's where all of my old books went. Um so, and it used to make me really mad to know that like this, like these books like survived like 100 years or more just to be fucking ruined in my garage. You know, like their whole life. They were going, okay, my whole point in life is to be able to get to this guy's garage so I could drown. It was very upsetting. I was very upset. Um, but anyway, so that's I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's really early still. So that's the old book tag. So yeah, please do it if you have books that are older than 2004. It would be a lot